minutes away from his first shot at a world title, holder of the NABF Super Featherweight crown. The 22-year-old Ruelas, born in Yerba Buena, Mexico, but now lives in Silmar, California, has come a long way from selling candy door to door with his brother Rafael, now a lightweight contender. The Candy Kids showed up at Joe Goossen's gym in LA one day and said they wanted to be fighters. That was at age 12. Well, here's Gabriel 10 years later fighting for a world title. And now the professor, 34-year-old Azumah Nelson, making the ninth defense of his WBC Super Featherweight title. This son of a tailor has come a long way and someday hopes to be recognized as the best boxer in the history of Africa. And there have been some great ones, like Dick Tiger, Ayub Kalule, and Cornelius Boza Edwards. Nelson's 19th world title fight, winning 15 with 2 losses and a draw. His losses at the hands of the late Salvador Sanchez and Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. The one draw, a war with Jeff Fenech in 91. Azumah won the rematch in Fenech's backyard of Melbourne, Australia in convincing fashion a year ago, almost to the day. To the tail of the tape, and of major significance, the age disparity. Nelson 34, Ruelas just 22. A 1 1/4 inch height advantage for Ruelas. Ruelas 129, Nelson 128 pounds. And the 2.5 inch reach advantage for Ruelas. We go to the WBC rules. 10-point must system. 3 scoring judges. No standing 8 count. No 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round. Azteca Stadium in the heart of Mexico City, the site for tonight's Grand Slam of boxing. Closing in on the WBC Super Featherweight Championship, let's go up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Damas y caballeros, esta es la segunda atracción especial de la noche de 12 rounds por el título peso superpluma del Consejo Mundial de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our second World Championship main event in this Grand Slam of boxing as we present the WBC Super Featherweight Championship scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, Presidente José Sulaiman, Supervisor Demetrio Vallado, presentando a los jueces, introducing the judges at ringside, David Chung, Tommy Kazmarek, and Jose Medina. Introducing the referee in charge of this bout, presentando al referee Lupe Garcia. All right, fans, here we go. Bien, amigos, en la esquina azul, presenting the challenger in the blue corner, wearing red trunks with green trim, representando el Tengus Boxing Club, originario de Yerba Buena, Jalisco, México, ahora de Silmar, California, en los Estados Unidos. Con un peso de 58.5 kilos, he weighed in at 129 pounds. Con un récord de 33 victorias, solamente una derrota y 16 victorias por knockout. His fine record includes 33 wins, only 1 defeat, with 16 wins by way of knockout. He is ranked the WBC #1 Super Featherweight contender. Introducing the challenger. Demos la bienvenida al retador número 1 en el mundo, Gabriel Ruelas. Y su oponente en la esquina roja. Presenting his opponent in the red corner, he is wearing gold trunks. El peleador de Accra, Ghana, pesando 58 kilogramos. He weighed in at a ready 128 pounds. Con un récord de 36 victorias, 2 derrotas y un empate, tiene 26 victorias por knockout. His record includes 36 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, with 26 wins by way of knockout. Welcome the former WBC Featherweight Champion and current WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the world, presentando al campeón, the mighty warrior, Azumah Nelson. el referee Lupe Garcia.
Come in, please. Azumah, come in. Azumah. Come in. Well, remember, the foul discount points. May a good fight, overall clean. Good luck to win the bets. Go to your corners.
A mass of humanity here at Azteca Stadium. This stadium was filled 4 hours before the main event. The fans enjoying the prelims, doing the wave, cheering, chanting Mexico, entertained by singers, laser shows. What a spectacular happening here in Mexico City. And now we're getting set for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship fight.
Box! Out! Box!
The bell sounds, round one scheduled for 12. Azumah Nelson, similar to Julio Cesar Chavez, skillful boxer, combines intelligence and power. As we mentioned, excellent inside puncher, blocks punches well. Gabriel Ruelas, good chin, exceptional defensive fighter, likes to keep pressure on his opponents.
He has to move a little bit more. He can't just stand right in front of Azumah Nelson. And if he stands there, he better be doing some punching, because you see how high Azumah holds his hands up. He can fire from that position with amazing rapidity. And every time that Ruelas fires, there's one thing going through Azumah's mind: counterpunch. So he'll give him a round or two to figure that out, and then you'll see these zinging counterpunches.
Nelson, a three-time world champion in 2 weight divisions. 2 classy guys. While some fighters look to denigrate the opposition, Ruelas refreshingly was respectful, while at the same time trying to be realistic in his approach to Nelson. When we sat down with him earlier in the week, he said Azumah should take a lot of credit. He's been great for boxing, but his age may be taking its toll. He told us he was made out to be the villain and went along with it to get the fight. He said, I'm really a nice guy, talking about Ruelas.
And he is. He's a nice guy from a nice family. I didn't agree with that. You can't get a nice guy like this and make him a villain, because he just doesn't. He's not convincing when he starts talking bad about a great guy like Azumah Nelson. He doesn't mean it, and he's mistaken if he thinks that's necessary at this level of competition.
He does say, I'm younger and faster. I've got the fresher legs and hand speed, and I believe I'm in better shape. I asked Ruelas if he was intimidated by fighting a guy like Azumah Nelson. He said, you know, it's interesting. I've been nervous before in many other fights, but not this one. I used to watch Azumah fight on TV as a kid, and I feel simply this is my big chance to beat a legend. I understand, though, that this is the hardest fight of my life. Ruelas' only loss in 1990 nearly ended his career. He broke his elbow in a 7th-round knockout loss to Jeff Franklin, but since then, he's reeled off 12 consecutive victories.
Again, the lack of motion is giving Azumah Nelson the control he wants here. Twice he's zinged in a counter punch after a body shot by Ruelas. Ruelas just got off a good hook just then. I think more motion from this younger man with the younger legs is necessary here. I don't know why he's standing right in front of him. It was like the fight we just saw. I can't imagine why a guy would stand right in front of none and wait for the cannon to go off. He's doing the same thing here, is Ruelas.
20 seconds remaining in the first round. Nelson commands respect worldwide. So fighting a man from Mexico in Mexico is not a concern. There's a right hand by Ruelas. Counter punching by Nelson. And they are connecting.
And Azumah landing the better shots there. Some crunching shots by Azumah Nelson at the bell.
Pull his trunks out.
Let's watch a real professor at work. Now, when Ruelas decides, okay, I'm going to go at this. This is the end of the round. Now, watch the counter punching by Nelson. There's a good right hand. Comes back with the left. Now, he's cocked again. He's just waiting to continue. Let's look from the different view. Let's look from Azumah Nelson's back. You see, good shot, another good shot. If that goes on like that, he won't be able to take that for 3 or 4 more rounds. Azumah punches too hard. Those are clean shots.
Are you fresh all the time? Now, stomach, looking at fast puncher.
Round 2.
And the voice you heard then was Buffalo, his trainer, who just said, "You're fresh," and he looks scared. So keep right on doing what you're doing, and I don't think you have to tell him anything in the corner.
Jose Buffalo Martin, who is also in the corner of Julio Cesar Chavez. Nelson told us he'll try to slow Ruelas down. Well, so far, so good. And that, of course, is not uncommon for Azumah. But look for the knockout, he said. He is not comfortable with a Mexican referee. Lupe Garcia from Mexico is the third man in the ring.
Ruelas doing a little tiny bit better. He landed a couple of good shots. Again, a nice hook by Ruelas, and Azumah missing by a mile. He's got to box like that. He's got to look good. Ruelas got to look good.
Originally, they had 2 of the 3 judges from Mexico, but that was changed. Now only 1. The other's from the U.S., the other from Korea.
Well, the gritty warrior always says, "I never like to hear what judges say. I like to finish this off and no judges."
Azumah Nelson, who is a businessman when he is not in the ring, is also all business in the ring. He's in the perfume business. He has a liquor distributorship, but right now
he's in the pain business.
He's in, yes.
Right now he's in the pain business, and Ruelas is starting to have that look in his face like, uh-oh, this guy's a little bit more than I thought, because he's taking some hard shots. That wakes you up. You can forget Mexico and 100,000 people, 130,000, and the altitude and everything else. It's Azumah Nelson, the professor in front of you, and he can bang.
Not too long ago, Azumah Nelson off a bout with malaria. Fought to a draw, controversial draw against Jeff Fennick. Then in Jeff Fennick's backyard in Melbourne, Australia, almost a year ago to the day of fight we did, he zeroed in and in commanding fashion stopped Jeff Fennick.
First warning, low blow, Ruelas, not intentional, but it was there nonetheless. South of the border.
Less than a minute remaining, and that's exactly where we are in Mexico City. The second low blow, they take away a point after 3 points are taken away. A fighter is automatically disqualified.
Lupe Garcia said keep him high. I guess he's addressing that to Ruelas. He's the only one that's landed the low blows.
Nelson, a punishing fighter.
Good shot by Ruelas.
Ruelas has an explosive left hook, and he does have knockout power. Likes to work the body, hoping to get a knockout shot to the head when his opponent drops his hands.
Fighting much better as Ruelas, but he still has that look of a guy that's waiting for a roof to fall in on him.
The second largest stadium in the world, seating 130,000, Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. The largest is in Rio de Janeiro, seating 199,000 people. The all-time paid professional boxing record coming in was 120,470 in Philly in 1926 for the first Dempsey-Tunney heavyweight title fight. That will be surpassed tonight.
Minimum weight. The best way, then he breaks, and then you come back again.
Let your body, okay? Not too tense. Okay? Yeah, it's all right. Use your health in all the positions and all the movements, okay? In all the positions, your head. All right, baby? You got it. You're the best here inside, okay?
Buffalo Martin with the words in the corner. And now round 3. The WBC Super Featherweight Championship. Azumah Nelson in the red with the black stripe. Gabriel Ruelas, the challenger in the red with the green trim.
Stop! Right!
Again, a good counterpunch by Azumah Nelson.
But Ruelas came back and saved that exchange with a good shot himself. Ruelas not doing badly after that last round, which was a pretty even round. Ruelas doing well. Now he's got a little bit more motion and bending his body more. Before he was just standing straight up like just observing Azumah Nelson. You can't do that with Azumah. Good
combination by Ruelas.
Now Ruelas not getting cocky. Now Ruelas says, "Hey, this guy's not that hard to hit."
It looks like the confidence is building for Gabriel Ruelas as his fight moves on.
In the corner, they've told Azumah Nelson, let him lead, let him come in. Wait for him, and that's what he's doing right now. I'm not sure that advice is perfectly good because you lose rounds while you're waiting for the other guy to do something.
Break!
Body shots by Ruelas, and then he goes upstairs.
Remember, most of these shots upstairs hit gloves on Azumah Nelson. Look at the way he keeps those gloves. I mean, that's a defense that's very, very good on Azumah Nelson. But the body shots are counting, and they are landing. Right now, Ruelas is outworking Azumah Nelson.
Good round for the challenger, Gabriel Ruelas, who is from Yerba Buena, Mexico, but lives in Silmar, California. He's 33-1 with 16 knockouts. A minute remaining in the third. And every time Ruelas comes close, you'll hear the crowd roar. Almost sounds like a bullfight.
Yeah, the crowd's no question about it and with Ruelas, but a lot of heart sentiment here for Azumah Nelson. Good shot by Ruelas right on the button of Nelson.
A downward right by Gabriel Ruelas that landed.
Ruelas not showing that motion he's famous for, and he should be showing in front of this guy. Bend his body, show the motion, throw the punch, move. He's doing it all right now.
Final seconds of the third round. A terrific round for Ruelas, who's able to spin away.
Stop!
What I want you to start doing, hey! Relax, keep your legs down. Relax, take a couple deep breaths, pull that out. Keep your arms up. What I want you to start doing, Gabe, is as you're boxing, sneak into the body real quick with the right hand. Left hook, and then out. Then back up, okay? All you got to do is make sure that when you sneak in, your chin's tucked and the hands are up, okay? Here's the other thing. When you start moving to his left here, start looking for that quick one. Now watch his coming back, though. Start looking for that, and boom, and then back under. So now you start picking up a few more counters.
Let's take a look at one of those punches that I think gave him the round. There you go. It was back behind the ear, been a little bit forward. That could have been very effective. But as it was, gets him points. I thought he won that round, and he's ahead. 29-28, very unofficially.
Short, Gabe.
And the instructions from the mouth of Joe Goose into the corner of Gabriel Ruelas. Let's see if Ruelas can pick up where he left off here in round 4.
Good instructions from the Goose. His thoughts were good. If he can execute them, that is what he should do. But, of course, he's got somebody in front of him, doesn't let you execute. Uh-oh, looks like he's getting mad. Looks like Azumah is getting mad.
Azumah Nelson with those penetrating, bloodshot eyes, just zeroing in on Gabriel Ruelas. A wild right miss by Ruelas.
And lucky to miss a counterpunch because Nelson doesn't let you get away with that. He throws it.
He wisely held on to the waist. There's a body shot by Ruelas.
And that was low. The referee said something. That's another warning.
Well, we thought at the outset this might be the most competitive of the 4 fights on this card. And so far, it is just that.
And young Ruelas has got to have confidence now. He's got to say, hey, this is not so bad. This is just another good fight against a good fighter. He's certainly not being outclassed. He's ahead. And so either Azumah is playing the warrior, laying in the tall grass, waiting for that time when he can shoot, or we got us a good fight here.
Just another average night in front of 130,000 people.
Hey!
Oh, hit on the break. Uh-oh. He hit on the break. He did that, and he got a very stiff warning from the referee. He looked kind of queasy, like, oh boy, they're going to take a point away from him. They couldn't, of course.
The jab by Nelson trying to set something up. The two now just measuring each other out.
Yeah, Azumah now satisfied to try to see if he can trade jabs with him, who can get in there faster. We have not seen the all-out attack of Azumah Nelson yet. Remember, he's been fighting one of these like the corner told him, wait, let the guy come in to make a mistake. Ruelas has made precious few mistakes.
Ruelas showing some nifty defense.
Well, he was known for being a good defensive fighter. Oh, wow, again. He just said in Spanish to him, let's keep this clean. Let's have a clean fight. In all honesty to Ruelas, he was throwing that punch when they went to break him up. That wasn't his fault.
Several warnings from referee Lupe Garcia to Ruelas.
Oh, nice right hand by Azumah Nelson. Flush on the chin of Ruelas. I'll tell you one thing, Ruelas takes a good shot. Well, he's been hit some hammering shots.
Has an excellent chin. We've got more action coming up next. Terry Norris in his dressing room awaiting his 8th defense of the WBC Super Welterweight Championship. Many feel that Norris could be the heir apparent to Julio Cesar Chavez, the unofficial title, his best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. His opponent tonight, IBF welterweight champ Maurice Blocker, moving up in weight, fighting as a super welterweight for the first time. Norris versus Blocker. It's coming up after this one. Azteca Stadium, 130,000. I mentioned the 2 World Cup soccer finals played here in 1970. Brazil with the great Pele beat Italy. In '86, Argentina led by Maradona defeated Germany, coached by Franz Beckenbauer. There's so much tradition here in this ballpark. And it continues here tonight. Round 5. In this second of a Grand Slam of championship fights in Mexico City.
And what happened of importance in that interim was that the referee came over to Ruelas' corner and said, you got to start fighting clean or I'm going to take a point away from you. That's important. And secondly, Mike Marley, formerly of the New York Post, came up and gave a handkerchief to the referee to wipe his sweat, which I thought was about where Mike should be at this time of life.
Very helpful.
This fight seesawing back and forth. You know, not that much to tell between the two fighters in rounds. I still have it even now, as Azumah Nelson did a little bit more that last time and got a little bit more offensive-minded. I get the feeling when his corner says go get him, it's going to be a different fight. But up to this point, he has been fighting a counter-punching, sort of defensive, let's see what this kid's got kind of fight.
Ruelas came to the States with his brother Rafael and sister when he was 7 years old. While selling candy door to door with his brother, he showed up at Joe Goossen's gym and said he wanted to be a fighter. Goossen, who you just heard from in the corner, who only trained pros, tried to discourage the 12-year-old Gabriel, said he wasn't interested. But Gabriel was persistent, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now he's fighting for a world championship against Azumah Nelson. Rafael, his brother, lightweight contender, got their nickname the Candy Kids from their first meeting with Joe Goossen.
Very hard thumping body shot by Ruelas, put everything he had into it, hoping that slows down the aging. Oh, nice shot. The aging Azumah Nelson. Now Azumah came back with a crisp hook to the head of Ruelas. You know, you just can't go to sleep on Azumah. He just keeps coming. Ooh, good body shot.
Ferdy, what about Azumah's age? We haven't seen much evidence of it yet from Nelson, but generally, do the skills of a fighter erode gradually or almost overnight?
No, they erode gradually unless they have a lot of very tough fights. The guys that have tough fights all of a sudden fold in one night, or the guys that have 80 or 90 fights. But Azumah fights, goes home, takes it easy for 6 or 7 months and comes back. And he's never been in really bad beating fights. So he has probably got the formula for lasting a long time in boxing. Plus, he's an extremely well-conditioned fighter.
So you'd be surprised if suddenly tonight everything just fell apart.
I would indeed.
Gabriel Ruelas is trying to make life fall apart for Azumah Nelson. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the 5th round.
Well, these rounds are flying by. Not that much is happening to establish one man or the other. Another hammering. Ooh, nice shot. Another hammering thing from Azumah.
May have been a low blow by Ruelas in that exchange.
And he got caught. A good sweeping hook by Azumah. in that exchange, Azumah came out smelling like a rose.
Final seconds of the fifth. Those punches being blocked by the arms of Ruelas. As I mentioned earlier, almost a surrealistic surrounding here at Azteca Stadium, the site of the 1968 Summer Olympics. 130,000. Unbelievable atmosphere here at this stadium in Mexico City.
And then back under. No counter hook after that. Do you understand? Yes. Okay. When he starts leaning forward on his jab, Gabe, boom, you've got to drop that right hand. Wait for him to start leaning forward. Lull him into that. Boom, quick, but you got to drop your head in your hand when you do it. Good. I got you outboxing the shit out of this guy, boy. Now you got to be quick. Once you make a miss, get back in your position and go quick to the body, okay?
Round 6 scheduled for 12.
Little encouragement there, and I don't blame him for doing that, because this is really going to be how a judge looks at a fight. This is kind of even. It's going back and forth, and I don't blame his corner for telling him he's outboxing him. I mean, it could very well be.
A very confident Gabriel Ruelas against the champion Azumah Nelson out of Accra, Ghana, Africa. Nelson 36-2-1 with 26 knockouts. The 2 losses to Salvador Sanchez and Pernell Whitaker. Ruelas 33-1 with 16 knockouts, and his only loss to Jeff Franklin back in 1990. That his only setback. Ahead on all of the judges' scorecards, Ruelas broke his elbow, and Franklin went on to knock out Ruelas in the 7th round. It almost ended Ruelas' career right then and there, but he bounced back, and he's won 12 straight since.
Trading very hard punches now. Ruelas has not. Oh, that's the first time he's worn him. Lupe did a strange thing there. Ruelas was not fighting, and he said to him in Spanish, "Come on, start fighting." I mean, you know, the round is just starting. You're entitled to a minute or so to feel out the guy. It's not as if he's been lacking in fighting spirit.
A very impatient Lupe Garcia.
No, I think both fighters have fought clean fights and have been fighting very well, very evenly. It's a nice balanced title fight. The drama will start to build in a few minutes when we round the horn of round 7.
Little slapping jabs by Azumah Nelson having had much effect on Gabriel Ruelas.
But Ruelas is trying to time that so he can get the right hand over like he was told. But if you're blocking a jab, you can't do that.
Snappy jab now having more effect by Nelson. Up on the balls of his feet. Looking for more leverage. Does Nelson look tired to you? Does he still look okay?
No, that is his look. He is just fighting in gear. I mean, this guy looks like he's on a 20-mile run. He just measures himself, keeps on going. I don't think he's opened up yet. I don't think he's opened up 100% yet.
He is in amazing condition. Really knows how to pace himself. That's why he's lasted this long. He's 34 years old. Plus, he's got a few skills in the ring.
A lot of skill.
He is a man with knockout power, talking about Azumah Nelson, but not a one-punch knockout artist. He accumulates punches. He wears people down, but doesn't seem like he's wearing Ruelas down.
I don't think he's hitting him enough to wear him down. On the other hand, neither is Ruelas hitting him enough.
Ironically, in the Nelson-Fenech 1 match, it was just the opposite. Nelson built up a substantial lead in the early and middle rounds, and then Fenech came on. Fans voicing some disapproval back in the safe haven of his dressing room. Maurice the Thin Man Blocker, the current IBF welterweight champ, getting ready to make his super welterweight debut against the WBC champion Terry Norris, the man who sent Sugar Ray Leonard and Donald Curry into retirement. There you see it in his dressing room. Maurice Blocker being urged on by his people. Norris versus Blocker on the horizon.
Le está dando abajo y tú no haces nada. está dando abajo y tú no dices nada.
Bueno, ves, joder, en la final te sientes, ¿verdad que venir?
Buffalo's yelling at the referee. This guy's hitting him low, and you're not doing anything. And Azumah, ever the gentleman, said, don't worry about that. Leave the referee alone.
Round 7.
At this point, I've got Azumah by a slim 1-point margin. It could easily be the other way. Not any type of freezing on the part of Ruelas. He's fighting like if he was in his backyard, and he has no indication of freezing it. Oh, Azumah's going for it because he got nailed real hard.
Don't hit with the head.
Ruelas seems to be extremely focused. He has put this huge crowd completely out of his mind and concentrating his efforts solely on the man in front of him.
That's not doing much damage, but it is building up points. I mean, while he's doing that, Azumah did nothing. And so therefore, if you're a judge, you're looking at the skillful boxing and punching of Ruelas.
Generally, Azumah Nelson finishes strong. Right now, we're into round number 7. It has been very even up to this point. Right hand, but Ruelas went with it.
Yeah, it seems like Azumah's trying to get up ahead of steam here. Oh, that's a nice uppercut that hit high on the forehead. Had that been on the chin.
Past the midway point of round 7. Here's that inside punching by Azumah Nelson. That could be dangerous for Gabriel Ruelas. He's got to be careful.
That is the minefield. That's where he wants him. He wants him. He wants Ruelas to push him up against the ropes. That's where he likes to fight.
We saw that in the 2 Nelson Fennick affairs.
He just loves it. If this guy was more of a banger and would follow him into the ropes, you would see him stay there. But Ruelas is too smart and too well coached. He's having none of that. The Goosens have done a terrific job at preparing his fighter. He's in great shape, and his game plan is good.
And that right hand didn't have much effect on the noggin of Gabriel Ruelas. Ruelas showing that he can really take a punch.
Yeah, more intensity on the part of Azumah, and the negative is also positive. You can take a punch. The negative being you're getting hit.
Good move by Lupe Garcia to elude the 2. Less than 30 seconds, round 7.
Yeah, Azumah will win these inside bouts. He's got too much experience for that, and Ruelas doesn't need to be there.
Ruelas has a thundering left hook. We'll see if he unleashes it shortly. Or if he gets to.
He keeps picking. The referee keeps picking on Ruelas. Listen to the crowd respond. And Goosen goes over and says, what are you doing with my guy? Everything is to him. Nothing is to the other side.
Es un profesional.
Very good. That's another. Hey, if they aren't giving you every one of these rounds, man, there's something wrong. You're making a miss and you're landing the punches. Take some deep breaths. This is 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20. What's the difference? Just keep going. Do you hear me? Go.
Now, all of this now open. Come, I love you, you know it. Come on. Here, let's go, baby. Let's go.
Well, we just turned the corner of fateful round 7 when Azumah's corner, you heard him say, open up. And you heard Goosen saying, I don't know why they're not giving you these rounds, but they may not be giving you these rounds. So a little doubt in Goosen's corner, who spent some of the time arguing with Lupe Garcia. I would have also if I was in the corner. He's picking on the fighter, trying to change his style. That's no good.
Ruelas in the Goosen corner thinking they're being persecuted here by the referee Lupe Garcia. Azumah Nelson came out of his corner, banging himself in the head. Let's see if he picks up the pace in round 8.
Well, he's certainly jabbing more and with a little bit more authority than he was before. Before it was just kind of, let's see what's out there. This time it's a little hurt on the jab. Open up, Buffalo said, and let's see if he does. See those jabs? A little bit stronger. Double repeated jab. Pretty soon that right hand will follow the jab as the night to day, and there it is.
There it is, on cue.
Well, when you see a great fighter like this, you could just read his mind. I mean, you know what he's doing. He's repeating the jab, so the right hand will come in, and then the left to the body, and that's exactly what he did. See, that's a dangerous punch. That leaping jab into the midsection with a counterpuncher like Ruelas could be dangerous.
And this is so much where the experience factor comes into play.
These are the rounds that Nelson hopes to take. He thinks he may be ahead. Maybe the other guy's ahead, but he needs these last rounds. Let's not leave it to the judges, his corners told him.
Light jabbing by Ruelas, having no effect on Azumah Nelson.
Well, Ruelas has a good defense. I mean, he senses those punches coming, and they're missing him. Now the jabs are starting to bounce off because Azumah's putting a little purpose to the jab. Now the jab becomes a purpose, and he's smiling.
The professor is grinning at Gabriel Ruelas now and just playing with Ruelas.
This is called jab 102, and right hand afterwards, just what we talked about.
The overhand right smashing into the face of Ruelas.
The professor said, I'm going to teach you about the jab this round, and next round we'll show you what happens after the round.
It's almost as if the bell has sounded. I'm talking about the school bell for Azumah.
Oh, look at Azumah, the old warrior pose. He does that at least once every fight. Oh.
Now he's darting in and out, ducking in, leaning, and back comes Ruelas for some hard shots. And that gets the crowd in gear.
Yeah, he could just stand there and take the. Oh, look where Azumah goes, to the ropes. That's where he wants to be.
This is where Azumah Nelson is most effective. So don't be fooled by this.
Now Ruelas thinks, oh boy, I got him right into tall cotton, and the real fact is he's got Ruelas.
The crowd, of course, is going wild. Final seconds of round 8.
Well, that jab has won the round for Azumah. Nothing happened on the ropes. Not a thing. A lot of punches went nowhere, and he established a trap. I wouldn't say Azumah's taking command of the fight. I would say that he's edging ahead.
Not stop for these punches. Not stay like that. Use your long punches all the time. Move and run. Down, side, long punches all the time. Okay? No stop every round. 1 for 1. You understand? No stop for no punches, Azumah. This man won't let it beat this before. You understand? More water? Son, let's go. Intelligent fight.
Let's take the professor and show you what is meant by excellent boxing. 2 jabs, a right hand afterwards. Previous to that, he'd done that and slipped the left hook after he finished with the right hand. Now, Ruelas comes back like saying, hey, this ain't all easy, old man. There's going to be something coming back the other way. See how he missed every one of those punches? Looked magnificent when it happened. Did you see where they landed? On his gloves and on his shoulder. That, when you look at it, doesn't get you a point. I'm sorry.
Round 9, scheduled for 12. All of a sudden, the tide turning in the favor of Azumah Nelson, inviting Gabriel Ruelas in. And it is most dangerous for the challenger.
Well, Ruelas has been doing good up to this point. He figured he better go ahead and fight it out with him, but that's bad. Can't fight it out. You got to keep boxing, got to keep looking good as he's been looking. Ruelas has been looking good. Maybe he's not ahead of this bout, but he's looking good, and the bout's still up in the air. Hey, we got a long way to go. That was a good shot by Ruelas.
Terrific left hand by Ruelas.
This thing is still up in the air.
How do you see it right now?
I've got Azumah sneaking ahead 78-75 on the basis of, a lot of slipping. On the basis of those last 2 rounds where Azumah sort of has announced that he's stepped on the gas and is jabbing hard.
Well, this could be the difference between Ruelas and a lot of other fighters trying not to fall for the trap set by Azumah Nelson.
Well, first you got to recognize it. He certainly didn't recognize those ropes. He went in there like he had the guy in trouble. Wow, that's a big mistake.
Now things settling down once again.
Yeah, but the settling down is the jab right in your face. That's bad settling down. Again, the referee said, throw punches, Ruelas. What is he, a coach? Referee shouldn't tell a boxer when to punch and when not to punch. That's up to him. That's what he does.
Lupe Garcia looking for another paycheck.
Well, I think here they're so used to these fierce fights, they don't like to see these chess games that we got going on right this round here. They want to see some action. Ruelas hasn't come in like they like Mexican fighters to do.
I'm sure the officials, the refs have been instructed too by the commission. You got 130,000 people here. You better put on a good show.
Yeah.
So the pressure a bit on them.
But when it's your jaw on the line and your skull,
True.
you block out 130,000 people and worry about one guy standing in front of you named Azumah Nelson.
Less than a minute, round 9.
Nothing by Ruelas. Sharp punching by Nelson. Ruelas looked good doing it, but it didn't land. At least he fought back. Didn't land.
Little jab there by Ruelas, snapping Nelson's head back.
Boy, Ruelas got all the guts in the world. He's not giving ground. He's standing here fighting with him. There's no absolute no gut, no quit in Ruelas. Boy, he is here.
And Nelson has to know that by now. He knows he's in there with a solid kid. 22-year-old Gabriel Ruelas. Less than 20 seconds in the round.
Well, I'll tell you what. If he doesn't win it tonight, he's a future champion anyway. I mean, if he does win it tonight, it's a great upset. It would be wonderful for him and his family. But if he doesn't this time, he'll do it next time. He's a good fighter, as Gabriel Ruelas.
A world champion on the horizon. WBC's #1 contender.
Let's look at this trap. Look at Azumah. Now, he's got his feet spread. He knows he can land an inside uppercut, and this guy can't land anything on him. So he's trying like heck to land uppercuts and everything. He can't. If they'd have stayed there much longer, he would have gotten nailed with uppercuts, and as he stepped back, a hook would have killed him. That's what Azumah likes, those ropes.
In the moment the guy stays open too, no worry for the man. Because this the punctuation, you understand what I'm saying? Okay, let's go. Azumah, please, let's go. Who understands this side?
As we head into round 10, Azumah Nelson looked a little distracted, a little preoccupied in that corner, something we haven't seen much of.
Well, that could be because Buffalo started talking to him in Spanish, and really he did. He started talking to him in Spanish, and he realized he had to speak to him in English. That's why. Oh, good shot by Ruelas.
A big right hand by Ruelas.
Boy, does he need that? That's great for him. A big exclamation point to start round 10 and get Nelson's. Again with Ruelas. Watch the head.
Well, maybe that was the problem for Nelson coming out. He didn't get the instructions in the right language.
Well, I don't think he really needs too much. I think he needs a mirror in the corner just to talk to, because he's so. I mean, what do they tell him in the corner he doesn't know? I tell you what they're telling him is that he isn't winning this fight. They're just telling him it's close. Don't let this guy creep up on us. So they also think the judges could very well be looking at this another way. It could be that Ruelas is outboxing him. I don't see it, but it could be.
Well, you know, the unwritten rule, if you're the challenger, you better win it convincingly. And that could be in the favor of Azumah Nelson here.
Now the wrong guy is on the ropes.
Pretty good exchange there.
But driven back by a hammering hook by Azumah Nelson. I can't believe this guy's still talking to him right in the middle of the action. And he only speaks in Spanish, so he's not speaking to Azumah.
Some wrestling tactics there.
Some blood and behind the ear. He's been cut behind the ear. Must have been on with the tape. The ref. Oh, nice hammering shot by Azumah Nelson.
Nelson looking to pour it on now here in round 10.
And he says to him, you clean the fight, which must mean fight cleanly.
Blood all over the back of Ruelas. 1 minute left in the 10th round.
And boy, look at the fire in Azumah Nelson's eyes. This is the warrior. This is the professor on the attack.
Ruelas trying to bull his way out of the corner. Oh, what a shot to the body, but Nelson spins him around and looks to come back.
Ruelas all of a sudden beginning to look like he's taking an awful lot of punishment to the face. All of a sudden he's showing signs of this non-stop attack by Azumah Nelson.
Nelson relentless here in round 10, under 30 seconds remaining. And he just keeps coming forward.
Ruelas looks like he's just glad that this round is coming to an end. He's not trying to do anything too offensive right now. Oh, good hammering shots by Azumah Nelson. 3 or 4 shots right to the side of the head and to the side of the body by Azumah. He's winning this round big time.
He's a piece of shit. I know. Okay, let me have the end swab, Greg. Take some deep breaths through your nose right now. Take that. Breathe in through your nose. Oh, yes.
Little cut, little nick on the left eye.
Okay, you got 2 rounds. What round is this, Greg? 11?
11, you got to be champ.
Dave, I want you to box, walk.
There's the end swell that white. Now watch the action here as Azumah Nelson gets untracked. There's a good hand. There's another good right hand, and that one was a hammering wide hook. I don't know what's holding Ruelas up after a shot like that. Ruelas is nicked, and so is Nelson, but his is behind the ear, unless it happens to be the blood from Ruelas. It could be. Ruelas keeps having a conversation with the referee, an unwanted one-way conversation with his referee.
So for the first time, a sense of urgency in the Ruelas corner. We'll see if Ruelas can bounce back against the onslaught of Azumah Nelson. He's firing away.
Well, he said, I feel Azumah's tired. I don't know where he saw that from, because he's the one that looked tired, while Azumah looked fresh. Now Ruelas has got to commit. He's got to commit all his forces here. Is he going to go all out? Is he going to win the championship these 2 rounds? He's got to do it if he's going to win, because I have Azumah Nelson almost insurmountably ahead now. Not that the the judges may, but he's sure got to look good if he's going to take the crown from a Hall of Fame fighter like Azumah Nelson.
There is only 1 of 3 Mexican judges, and Azumah Nelson expressed to us the other day that he was concerned because earlier they had 2 of 3 Mexican judges plus a Mexican referee.
And I'm sure he's glad he won that argument, because 3 Mexican judges here before 130,000 screaming Mexicans fighting a Mexican fighter ain't my idea of fair play.
You never know.
I know then. he couldn't have won with a cannon then. He'd have had to knock him out. But now, oh, nice effective shot off the rope by Ruelas. Good uppercut to the body by Ruelas. Now a good right hand by Ruelas.
Ruelas coming in with a right hand, but blocked by Nelson.
Ruelas having a better round than he's had before, because he's got a little desperation fueling him this time, and he's trying to fire away.
A sharp contrast in the first 2 fights. The first one went 1 round, and this one is heading to the end of the 11th.
Again, instructions to Ruelas to watch his head.
Ruelas still displaying good defense here, eluding those punches of Azumah Nelson. Uppercuts, good shot there by Ruelas. But once again, this could be more dangerous for Ruelas, because Nelson is such an effective inside puncher.
It just looks great for the crowd. It just looks like Ruelas has got him backed up and is pummeling him, but in effect, it's not. I mean, he didn't land much there. It's good for points, though. I mean, he's winning this round big.
Very misleading. Very misleading to many of the fans here, particularly the ones way in the back.
Well, the ones way in the back have to watch the television screen.
No, you know, I can tell you for him. Oh, bullshit.
I wonder how he can tell he's won.
It's the last round. Let me have the,
It's going to be interesting to see what he says.
Hey, último round, 4 veces. 4 veces abajo, que le manda mucho la mano. Pendejo.
That's corner action. Watch the way Ruelas spins him around and puts Azumah Nelson in the other position. The audience responds thinking, boy, he's getting killed. Actually, see, the blow is right behind his head. Now watch the punches. Another one behind the head. Ruelas is inside, and what Azumah's waiting is for the uppercut to be open. See how he's that little inside uppercut there? And then the ever talkative Lupe Garcia blocked the rest of that shot. But take my word for it, Ruelas won that round, and he needs this one. And then it'll be a hot time in the old town of Mexico City because we have a possibility of an upset depending on how judges look at it.
12th and final round. You saw Joe Goossen's distaste for the judgment of referee Lupe Garcia. And right above us, Nelson boring into the stomach of Ruelas. Joe Goossen saying over and over to Garcia, the referee, you're for him, you're for him. Oh, what a right hand by Nelson.
Another left hook by him. Another right hand by Azumah Nelson.
But Ruelas with a terrific chin, hanging in there.
And coming back with a nice little crisp hook of his own. And now they should be telling Azumah Nelson, don't hold him in the head. He doesn't say anything to Azumah because he can't speak English that well. And that's what I think is the difference here. He doesn't know how to tell Nelson not to do that. He should motion to him. Don't hook his head. Goossen's right. Now, you know, this is why I think championships are 15 rounds, not 12. Because from here on out is where you really make a champion. And this is the round where Ruelas, if he has a chance, he's got to take it. Right now, he's behind because of those big punches by Azumah. If he lets Azumah keep fighting, and he's bipping and bopping now like he's got a lot of energy, then I think he can't win this fight. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's lost it.
Well, this is what you label a championship round, the 12th and final round. Ruelas has to find some reserve, some way to pull it out.
Two nice shots from Azumah as Ruelas, a little desperate, started from too far back.
Limpia la pelea.
Limpia la pelea, he says, keep it clean. Nice shot by Ruelas. There he is on the ropes again. Azumah on the ropes, and the head of Ruelas is right on his chest. See, look at Azumah work underneath. Look at him.
This is yours, kid. You be stronger, baby.
Here, bad news is coming from Azumah.
Get here and fight him. Come on, let's go. Come on, kid, go. More, kid, more. Get your hands.
Ruelas being urged on by Joe Goossen in the corner.
Goossen did everything but try to come up and tackle Azumah Nelson. Boy, anything you could possibly do, Goossen has done to win this fight for his fighter. But Ruelas just didn't quite measure up in that exchange, and you got to admire him. Boy, has he put on a nice fight against a great fighter like Azumah Nelson. And I reiterate what I say. He might have won tonight. I don't think so, but he will be a champion in the future. This kid's got class.
And the WBC Super Featherweight Championship is history. At the end of the fight, Ruelas refusing to shake hands with Azumah Nelson. And now he comes in. Now there's more sportsmanship being displayed.
Well, he is a great sportsman, the Warriors, and there was no reason for that. I do have Azumah Nelson, before I make my little exodus into the ring to interview the winner, I do have Azumah Nelson retaining his crown here. I can't see how it could be otherwise, but we have been surprised before, and we'll see. Those early rounds were nip and tuck either way.
Black boys, I'm calling like a son of a bitch. That's it. Yeah, well.
Azumah Nelson 15-2-1 in championship fights.
You know, what a great champion does is when he knows things are on the line, he takes command. This last round is championship round. This is what qualifies him as a professor. Look at that right hand. Now watch how he goes to work with hard punches, as Ruelas is just trying to overcome some of those. See, his are hard. Ruelas's are just thrown from left field, hoping. Those are prayer punches. Where Azumah is taking care of it. See that right hand? That's a hard punch. And right on the target. Short, and it's another hard left hook. another hard right hand by Nelson. That's what makes him a great champion. If he didn't win this fight, I don't know, something is wrong here in Mexico.
He's telling him, hey, do this, do that. How can you say this shit?
Well, we know that Azumah Nelson speaks perfect English. Azumah trying to go to 37-2-1, awaiting the decision from the judges David Chung of Korea, Tommy Kazmarek of the U.S., and Jose Medina of Mexico. Gabriel Ruelas, born in Mexico, now lives in California.
They don't give me this fight, I know what's happening. The referee on his corner all the way.
He feels that the referee may have stolen the decision from him. Those his words. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official decision.
Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, después de 12 rounds, aquí está la decisión. After 12 rounds of boxing, here is the decision. El juez José Medina tiene la pelea 115-115, 115-115, even a draw. Judge at ringside, juez David Chung, dio la pelea 115-113, 115-113. Tommy Kazmarek scores the bout, vio la pelea 115-114, 115-114, in favor of the winner, a favor del ganador, Azumah Nelson.
So a majority decision for Azumah Nelson, who retains his WBC Super Featherweight Championship. Jose Medina, the Mexican judge, had it even. Ruelas leaving the ring. Ruelas so upset, he is gone.